Right, wonderful people, lovers of freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome back to Let's Talk TV, your one and only YouTube platform where they give now back to back updates or how things they be or how things they share for Biafraland and beyond. Yes, today on the 25th, that is supposed to be a day of celebration. It don't turn bloody Christmas, my people. That's so. This is actually not what we expected. It is not something that is even good to be hearing about at this point. But that's so we don't see them today, and that's so we go take give them straight to Una as it is hot. A Black Christmas in Biafraland. Tragedy and tensions have gripped the southeast region. Yes, it says here today the Christmas Day has turned tragic in parts of the Biafra land as widespread violence, military crackdowns, and escalating tensions has shattered the festive mood. As it has been tagged a very black Christmas, because of course this is not what we expected. It says here that there have been reports of bloodshed and despair as clashes between Biafra and Zoo terrorists have left some people dead and their scores injured. Reports from the communities in Imo, Abia, and Anambra states indicate that the violence erupted following military operations targeting suspected members of the Biafra Liberation Army and protests against the Nigerian government's alleged marginalization of the Igbo people. My people, as EDB, once it comes to things like this, it is always something that these people, they always have something up their sleeve. My people, it is not what I expected that they would do something like this today with the Christmas 25th, but of course that's what they do. Yesterday we got an information that they sent troops into Biafraland, but then we are looking at how things are happening at the moment. It says eyewitnesses in Okigwe reported a heavy military presence in the early hours of the Christmas Day, with soldiers allegedly raiding homes and detaining young men accused of being affiliated with Biafran separatist groups. Residents claimed that the operation quickly spiraled into chaos, resulting in the deaths of at least 15 civilians. I woke up to the sound of gunfire, say the survivor. They broke into our houses and started shooting people. People were running in all directions, even children were not spared or looked at as people that should maybe be taken away from gunfire. They never looked at it that way. And as it is, adding to the devastation, some churches and markets in the region became unintended battlegrounds as people ran, and that place became desolated grounds. The Christmas mass was interrupted as some security forces stormed the church and claimed they were pursuing armed agitators as worshippers fled in panic, with many trampled in chaos. Of course, in cases like this, there would always be stampede, as people would want to run for their lives or make haste to make sure that things work well for them. The Nigerian government, of course, has denied targeting civilians. That is what they will always do, insisting that the operations were necessary to combat rising security, and you had to do it on the Christmas Day. That is my own problem. In a statement, a military spokesman said our forces were responding to the credible intelligence about planned attacks by criminal elements. We remain committed to restoring peace and stability in the region, as they always say. However, Biafran groups and human rights organizations have accused the military of excessive force and human rights violations. Yes, as you all know, the PM Simon Epa is still in Finland, as his release is set to happen as soon as possible, and it is not a joke. And with all this happening right now, we can just call it a plan that these people had set up, or something they have been planning for the longest of times. And it is something that if you start thinking about, you want to understand why the division is happening between the CSO and the acting prime minister at this moment, CSO Ngozi Orabueze, and the rest of them. A lot of things are not even going as they should at the moment, but of course so we see it. But what can we do than to talk about and to give our own views, because they themselves know the true things, the true doings of what is happening, and they can only give us feedback. This is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had only trusted people around him, except I do not know what is happening around this time, even with the PM Simon Ekpa and where he is. But then we can only know this, that the fight for freedom can never stop. The situation where we found ourselves, the amount of struggle we've gone through, the amount of bloodshed that we've gone through, cannot be used and looked at as we are not going to continue, or I say it is not going to, we are going to keep on going forward. Because of course this particular movement, this particular thing is something of a real, it is a real something, and it is going to work out no matter what. And that is why there is no backing down, because if you back down, this particular event, this particular incident that took place today will be a tip of the iceberg for the things that are yet to come, because they will do more. And so my people, I would like you to listen to the next thing that will be coming in front of you, so that you understand the full situation of how the Biafra division and the Biafra the movement and everything is being said. Thank you.
In the Biafra Charter, which all the members of Cabinet of Biafra and Biafrans who attended the convention in October 2023 in Finland signed this very charter, and it becomes a law. It becomes a law. It becomes the law of the Biafra nation. All of them from A to Z, they signed it. They deliberated on it and signed it to start to be effective. Today, we are seeing something different. Now, my brothers and sisters, this is Biafra Charter. I know they will be shocked. They will be shocked now. All the people who have gone against what is written already on Biafra Charter will be panicking now. Now, pay attention. After this, we are going to end the broadcast. Or maybe I will take questions from few individuals. I will put the link out there for you to, come in and make your speech or ask me questions. I want strong questions from anybody who does not understand what I'm going to say moving forward, or what I have said already. Now, on the 20th of October 2023, Biafrans from all walks of life gathered in Finland in a convention which gave birth to Biafra Charter. This Biafra Charter is not one of is the most important reason Biafrans gathered from all walks of life in Finland in October 2023 to produce this very charter that will govern Biafra until we produce our constitution. It is called the Biafra Charter. I have it. I have it. It is with me. The same way all the cabinet have it. The same way I have it. Now, the Biafra Charter, you can see clear. Can you see it clear on your screen? Can you see it on your screen? Let me know in the comment section. I have a lot to say this evening. Can you see it on your screen? Let me know. Is it clear on your screen? If it's clear, let me know in the comment section. I am not here to side anybody. Anything we see on the charter is what we are going to follow. Any other thing outside the charter is a treasonable offense. Anything that you do outside the constitution is a treasonable offense, and you will be answerable to it. You will go to jail for it. If you do anything that is outside the constitution, as a matter of fact, this very charter is our constitution until the constitutional constitution is produced to Biafrans for us to follow. For now, this charter is our constitution. Anything you do outside this very charter is a treasonable offense, and you will be answerable to it. It is very pure as ABC. So those of you asking me, where is your stand, blah, blah, blah. When you want to confuse a black man, put that word in a book, because it is, if with all his education, go to Cambridge, come back, we don't have time to read. We do not have time to read. in order to understand what, even when we are managing to read it, when we manage to read it, our mind is not there because our mind is on our business and our money. Now, pay attention. I will explain all these things. I will explain them to you. This is Biafra Charter, definition of charter, number 2. This document, the Biafra Charter, the charter, is the organic and foundational agreement for the establishment of a national structure. Biafra United are confused. This charter is what brought all Biafrans, including the finance minister, including the chief of staff, including all of them that gathered in Finland in October 2023 to declare this charter. This is the main thing that brought all of them to Finland, and this charter is what gave birth to the redeclaration of Biafra 2024 that just happened a couple of days ago. So pay attention. Don't be confused. Do not allow any individual to come on social media to lay a baseless allegation against anyone without any proof to confuse you. We have gone beyond explanatory exposition. We have gone beyond explanatory exposition. When people will come and face the camera on Facebook or whatever and start telling you without showing you any tangible reason or evidence, a substantial evidence of what they are saying, I call them rabble rousers and gossipers. I don't belong to that very category. I don't belong to that category, not Biafra Unite, not me or the Nangwa. Now, let's take this. Your eyes will open this evening because I know what I'm doing now. Many of you, 95% of you watching this very broadcast now have never thought of it, have never come here, have never reasoned this, have never even read this very charter. This is our law. This is our law. Pay attention. This document, the Biafra Charter, the charter, is the organic and foundational agreement for the establishment of a national structure, governance structure, governing authority, and basic code of conduct for the functionaries and peoples of Biafra. For the functionaries and peoples of Biafra. The Biafra Charter is a formal instrument which at once constitutes, pay attention, authority, number 1, number 2, mandate, number 3, contract, number 4, memorandum, number 5, terms of reference, and number 6, reference. And it went on to say, for the matters which are addressed or referenced by the charter, and in accord with such matters addressed or referenced therein, granted by the nation of Biafra through the collectivity of the representatives of the communities and peoples of Biafra to the functionaries and for the functions stated in the charter. Then, purpose of charter, the purpose of this very charter. Pay attention, my wonderful people of Biafra. Number 1, the primary purpose of the charter is to establish an enduring national structure. The primary purpose of this very to establish an enduring national structure. Enduring national structure. Enduring national, to establish an enduring national structure. I want you to outline it. Outline that. Very, very important. Now, governance structure and basic code of conduct for the people and the functionaries as directed by the peoples of Biafra, which contribute to and inform a future national constitution. And it says, which contribute to and inform a future national constitution. Are you paying attention, my wonderful people of Biafra? This is very, very important. And now let's move to another page. The importance of what I'm doing now, the importance of what I'm doing now is to show you who is wrong or who is right and where you are supposed to stand. Are you paying attention? And who has come to destroy what we are doing? Who has come to destroy our freedom? We are talking about who, what I'm doing. I'm not here to explain to you about any human being. What I'm doing now will show you who has come to destroy our freedom. Now listen. Second, in addition, the charter has provided the platform for the formation of Biafra Republic Government in Exile, BRGIE, and Biafra de facto government, BDFG, to serve the nation and people of Biafra during the period that Biafra is under the occupation of Nigeria. Are you paying attention? Can me translate here in Igbo? Do you want me to be translating it in Igbo when I read? But remember, we haven't even gotten to the main point. Listen and pay attention. Organization of charter. This document is sectionalized into A, Biafra Charter Authorization, B, the federal structure of Biafra, C, the charter constituting the government of the Federation of Biafra, the charter constituting the government of the Federation of Biafra, D, the declaration of 9 basic laws, and E, amendments. E is amendment. Now, listen, Biafra Charter Authorization. Biafra Charter Authorization. Whereas the peoples and nation of Biafra and their land and property find themselves under physical, sociological, political, economic, and physiological subjugation since the 1914 amalgamation of the Southern and Northern Protectorate, and has continued under different political dispensations by the state of Nigeria. In particular, since 1970, a state of occupation by Nigeria of Biafra has existed and continues to exist with indiscriminate killings of Biafra people, forceful disappearance of Biafra people, unlawful invasion, destruction of properties, homes and businesses, government-sponsored invasion of indigenous communities, and being aided by the military, police, and other security agencies with the main objectives of ethnic cleansing, land grabbing, and Islamization. Now, unwilling to continue to live under such stifling servitude while suffering such indignities as are inappropriate for human beings, Biafrans are determined to exercise their natural and legal rights to freedom and liberty. Listen and listen very good, because I'm coming to your doorsteps. It says, now, therefore, we the peoples of the Federation of Biafra have resolved. We have gotten there now. Listen. Have resolved to actualize, renew, reaffirm, and continue in accordance and pursuant to the May 30, 1967 Biafra Independence Declaration with all the implications thereof. In reaffirming the independence of Biafra, the peoples and nation of Biafra make neither war nor peace with the state or peoples of Nigeria. Rather, we exercise a natural right, a popular right, a political right, and a right supported by the United Nations Organization Charter and international laws. The right of self-determination, right to self-defense, and right to self-governance. In the certain realization that only the effective exercise of self-determination by the peoples and nation of Biafra will end the state of occupation and subjugation by Nigeria of Biafra. In furtherance of this exercise, the Biafra Charter, a formal framework of the people and nation of Biafra, lends authority to and issues a mandate for the creation and formation of Biafra de facto government, BDFG. Listen, my people, with this, you will learn this very evening. Mandate of BDFG, mandate of Biafra de facto government. To create, form, operate, and manage a de facto government for and by the peoples and nation of Biafra, such government, such government to function in the meantime, as a bona fide government of Biafra in the manner of legal, customary, and decent governments. To secure the freedom and liberty of Biafra in its peoples from occupation by Nigeria, based on self-determination, paradigm, and principles with all haste and by all means necessary. To represent the sovereignty and interests of Biafra and its people in the region and in the world at large. To project the sovereignty, independence, and humanity of Biafra and its people at all times. Now, pay attention. We have gotten now to the main case that we are treating today. If I treat it today, what we are treating today is where we are now. We have entered there, and I want every one of you to pay attention. I will show you where to go so that if you want to go and read for yourself, you will go there to the page where I'm reading now in order to read for yourself and confirm it for yourself. Now listen. To constitute a transitional government of Biafra, which is known as TGB, Transitional Government of Biafra. Remember, I played you our PM's, conversation, which he talked about how the transitional government of Biafra. Now he said, this very charter, the Biafran charter said, to constitute a transitional government of Biafra, TGB, immediately after liberation of Biafra from Nigeria. Now, to constitute a transitional government of Biafra known as TGB immediately after liberation of Biafra from Nigeria for a specified and finite duration not to exceed 4 years. My people, I want you to reason today. If today happens to be the only day you can reason, please utilize today to reason. Because what Nigeria has come to do is to destroy us completely. After the arrest of our prime minister, Nigeria came to destroy us within. So I want you to reason. Follow this very, lecture very, very well. I want you to leave every other thing you are doing and focus, because I may not be able to do this again. I am not here for saga, so I may not be able to do this again. This may be only one time that I'll have time to do this. Pay attention, my wonderful people of Biafra. Now, let's take that again. To constitute a transitional government of Biafra, which PM had already said based on the conversation that I played for you before coming here, before coming to the Biafra Charter, from PM direct. To constitute a transitional government of Biafra known as TGB immediately after liberation of Biafra. Immediately after liberation of Biafra, not immediately after declaration in Finland. We are still in exile. In case you don't know, don't let anybody confuse you. We are still in exile. And I don't want to talk first. Let me finish reading, then I'll talk. Now, immediately after liberation of Biafra from Nigeria for a specified and infinite duration not to exceed 4 years, pending the formalization of Biafra state structures, post-occupation and post-liberation. Ona na nuku oyibo ko ono cholo kana translate ya n'Igbo. Omu banye, omu Biafra, the Biafran people. Do you people do you people understand it? Do you people understand it, or you want me to translate it in Igbo language? Let me take that again. Let me take that again. It says, immediately after liberation of Biafra from Nigeria for a specified and infinite duration not to exceed 4 years, pending the formalization of Biafra state. Listen, the formalization of Biafran state structures, post-occupation and post-liberation. Everything, before we even talk about anything, we are going to first of all liberate ourselves from Nigeria, and this transitional government is post-occupation and post-liberation, post-occupation of Nigeria in Biafra territory and post-liberation after we must have, evicted Nigeria from Biafra and liberate ourselves from Nigeria. Then we begin to talk about transitional government. We haven't even come to BRGIE. We haven't come to, I want you to follow. Borrow ear this evening. Borrow ear this evening. Borrow ear this evening. I know the reason I said that. Not for insult. I know the reason I said that. Now, to secure Biafra people and its territory, the Biafra Republic government in exile has formed and deployed the Biafra Liberation Army, BLA, Biafra Resistance Fighters, BRF, and Biafra Air Force, Biafra Navy, the Black Marines, and the Dragon Fighters Marine. Structures of BDFG. The Biafra de facto government shall consist of 2 arms. Now, Ugo Ebelugonambawu, and I want everybody to listen. Ugo Ebelugonambawu. Now, the functions of BDFG, Biafra de facto government in the homeland. Now, the Biafra de facto government shall consist of 2 arms. A Biafra Republic government in exile, BRGIE, which is number 1, based outside of Biafra. Remember, the Biafra government consists 2 arms. Number 1 is BRGIE, which is based outside of Biafra. And number 2, a Biafra government within Biafra, to be known as Biafra Republic government in the homeland, known as BRGH. Biafra Republic government in the homeland. Now, both arms shall function in tight coordination and in harmony with the BRGIE in the apex role. The BRGIE will be in the apex role, which is Biafra Republic government in exile, will be in the apex role, because every decision and things we will be doing will come from BRGIE down to de facto in the homeland. Right? Now let's continue. Functions of BDFG. The sole function of Biafra Republic government in exile and Biafra de facto government is to carry out the mandate of the Biafra de facto government as stated in the Biafra Charter authorization. BRGIE shall respect laws of host communities in furtherance of this mandate. BRGIE shall respect international laws dealing with self-determination and protection of human rights and rely in particular on the Geneva Conventions Protocol 2. BDFG, Biafra de facto government in homeland will work with our peoples at home. Will work with our peoples at home in Biafra territory and in Nigeria